Hi, I'm Monica and you're watching HiPolska. Today in the studio we have David, who will be talking to us about his Mexican heritage, some of his favorite foods, and his Polish-Mexican wedding. So stay tuned. Hola amigo, David, welcome to HiPolska. Thank you so much for coming.
Hello Monica, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I'm going to try some Spanish. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Así, así. That was my favorite response in Spanish class, so. So I'm going to start with the quick fire round, and I asked you before, tell us again, what is the most hottest pepper in Mexico?
I believe it's called chile morita.
Chili morito.
Morita.
Morita, okay, chili morita. So that's how fire round it's going to be. It's going to be burning your mouth. So are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay, what's the weirdest place in Poland you've ever been?
Okay, weirdest place, but not like in a bad manner, but Bieliczka salt mine, especially Saint Kinga Chapel.
Okay, really cool. What did you like about it?
There is completely made of salt, which is something amazing.
Did you lick the wall?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, of course. You have to do it.
Yeah, of course. What's the best moment you've had in Poland?
My Polish wedding.
Oh,
Polish-Mexican wedding, yeah.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have to definitely get back to that after the fire round. And what about the weirdest food or like worst food though that you've had in Poland?
The one that I tried is chrzan.
Chrzan, oh yeah.
It's horrible.
It's like horseradish?
Horseradish, yeah. And the other one is tatar, but I haven't had the courage to try it.
No? Oh my gosh.
It's disgusting for me.
I know, it is a little weird. It is because it's raw beef, right, with egg. And
with oh my god.
It is weird, but you know, you just gotta try it one day.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe don't make it at home though. Maybe go to a restaurant.
Yeah, I heard that there are a couple of places that they prepare a good tatar, but...
Okay, well then you should definitely put it on your checklist of things to do. So what do you like to do for fun?
Play football.
Oh.
Spend time on my blog, like editing videos, taking pictures, and of course spending time with my wife and with my dog.
Awesome, okay. And last question, what Polish word best describes you?
Fajny.
Fajny, okay, I like that. That's a really good one. And we'll get back to that as well. So thank you for that quick fire round. I think it was very hot. So now let's slow it down a little bit. How would you say?
Un poquito?
Un poquito, okay. I'm getting an English, Polish lesson, oh my gosh, a Spanish lesson. I'm getting all my languages confused today. Spanish lesson today. Okay, so how did you even end up in Poland?
Well, it's a long story.
Okay, long story short, we don't have that much
exactly.
time.
So, because of my Polish girlfriend, who is now my wife.
Okay.
So yeah, we met 8 years ago in Paris when we were studying. We were doing our Erasmus, and then, like after our Erasmus was finished, I decided to move to Poland, and that's it. Like that was almost 7 years ago.
Wow, that was a big decision, though. I mean, so what was your first day like? Do you remember the first time you stepped off the plane in Poland?
Oh yeah, when I moved, it was winter,
oh, no.
March. Yeah, it was almost 7 years ago, March 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And it was minus 26 degrees.
Oh my god.
And in Mexico was like 25 degrees. So it was like
the complete opposite.
Exactly. So like I didn't have a jacket or proper scarf or gloves. So it was horrible.
Okay.
But yeah.
You didn't know? You didn't check the weather?
Yes, but I mean it's like the only jacket you can buy in Mexico is like I don't know. Yes, exactly. So we're not prepared for that.
Okay, okay. So you quickly learned.
Yeah, so I put a lot of sweaters and jackets, and that's it.
Okay. Is there anything that surprised you the most about Poland? Like, did you have any preconceptions about it?
Well, honestly, I didn't know about much about this country because, well, in Mexico, the only things that they teach you or that you know is obviously that John Paul II was Polish, that Robert Lewandowski is playing somewhere in Europe, and well, obviously all related with the Second World War, but more than that, no. So it's like my first impression was good because I had no idea, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Okay, that's good. And so what do you do professionally right now in Poland?
Now I'm working for an American company. I work in marketing.
Okay, very cool. And what specifically in marketing?
I'm part of paid media team, so I deal with like paid campaigns for social media or Google or yeah.
Wow, okay, very cool. So I know in your free time you also have a blog and you're very active in the expat community on Facebook because I love your posts. You're promoting Poland so well.
Thanks.
So can you tell us a little bit about Chido-Fajny?
Yeah. So my blog is called Chido-Fajny. I started it like almost 5 years ago. And it's mainly about Poland, but I also write about my country. So the reason I did this is to promote like Polish culture, traditions, history, food, but also like I don't know, like to promote Poland, but I don't know, since my point of view, like how a Mexican looks, how Poland looks like for a Mexican. So yeah.
And it's quite popular too, I think, because it's such an unusual combination. You never really hear about a Mexican coming to Poland.
It's getting more popular, which is good. A few times, like some people in the street recognize me, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Like a celebrity,
such a star,
a local celebrity.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so what kind of questions do you usually get from non-Polish people about Poland? Do they ever write to you in the comments?
Oh, every day someone writes me. Like, yes. It more or less like, let's say like 99% of the messages are from Mexicans or Latino people. And usually they ask a lot of questions like, how do I get a job in Poland? Is it hard to adapt there? I don't know, like, how do you get a Polish girlfriend? Like, things like that.
So, that's a very important question.
So, those
because
kind
you're
of questions.
successful in that, so.
Yeah, but also a lot of messages, like, especially like Polish Americans, they write me a lot, like, good job is like, I don't know, my father moved here like 50 years ago and I never visited Poland, but I want to go or something like that. And, it's...
Because you write in English, right?
Yeah, I write in English and Spanish, and soon I will write in Polish.
I hope so. You're learning some Polish,
It's on my plans for this year, so...
Okay, and how is it going? Is it, because, there are some words, not many people know this, but like, for example, biblioteca is Spanish and Polish, so that definitely helped me on my tests in school. But still, there's a big difference in grammatical structure and things like that.
For me, I mean, I'm not talented with languages, so like for me, learning Polish has been the most difficult thing I ever done in my life. Not even, I don't know, my master's degree now. It's like learning Polish.
Okay, so it's that painful too?
For me, yes.
As painful as surgery?
Yeah, for me, yes. I mean, there are some talented people out there that are able to learn it in 1 year. I am not. So yeah, but no, it's super complicated, especially grammar. Like the most annoying part for me is like all these 7 cases that you have in Polish that, I don't know, my name David can be like changed in 7 different ways. It's like, I don't get it still.
I don't think Polish people know either. It's just intuitive for them.
I know, it's hard.
But at least you're trying. So
No, yeah, I'm still learning Polish. I already have like my Polish certification exam. So I'm done. So yeah.
Awesome.
But I want to be like super fluent.
Right. So what do you think is the best advice you can give for someone learning Polish? Like, what do you use, an app or do you listen to tapes? I don't know. How do you learn?
Well, at first I tried with Duolingo. Like, which is,
I think everyone, that's what step one.
Where we all start, But for me, what worked best was like individual lessons. Because as I mentioned, like there are some people that learn languages like really fast. So when you are in a group, I don't know, of 10 people, so especially like people from Ukraine, for example, or Russia, like they are on a different level. So it's like while you are still in lesson 1, they are already like in C1, they are fluent already. So that's my advice. But like a serious advice that I can give to people is that don't get desperate, because Polish is a language that takes a lot of time when you have courage to speak it, and also you will make a lot of mistakes, that's for sure. So just relax, everything, eventually if you keep studying, you will be.
But do Polish people appreciate that you tried?
Yes, it's super cute that it's like, they say like, oh my God, this Mexican speaking Polish is so cute, Yeah.
Especially because you look different too, so I think they automatically, do you get this that people try to speak English to you and then you speak Polish to them and they don't know what to do?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I look foreigner in Poland, so it's like when walking on the streets, if someone, they assume correctly that I'm not from here.
Right.
So they start to me, speaking with me in English, and if I reply in Polish, it's like, what? Why? It's like, what? So yeah, it's like sometimes it's surprisingly.
Okay. So by the way, congratulations on getting married. You mentioned that. Yes. Tell us a little bit about the idea about having the combined cultures, because I think that's so fascinating. A Mexican and Polish wedding, that's two worlds that came together. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so yeah, my wife is from Łódź, so she's Polish. I'm from Mexico City. So it's like, in my wedding, we planned in advance for 1 year ago. We got married 4 months ago. So I invited all my family from Mexico. Many people come. Like,
were you surprised?
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, my closest family is like 60 people.
Wow, the closest.
Yeah, closest one.
Okay.
But like 24 people came.
Okay,
which
that's
it was
a
like,
lot.
wow, that's a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like, definitely I wanted to, like, because I'm always being Mexican, no matter if I get another nationality. That Mexican is like on my bloodline. That's it. So I wanted to show, like, to Polish people and to my Mexican family how a mix of cultures can be represented in a wedding. So we have a little bit of I don't know, like food from Poland, but also from Mexico. Typical music from Mexico, like we had a mariachi. We had also, like, I don't know, playing disco polo and so on.
Of course.
So it was amazing. Like
and what did the Polish guests? How did they react to the Mexican culture?
They love it. I think. Yeah, I think in general Polish people appreciate Mexico. So it's like when they know that you are from Mexico, I know their attitude like change a little bit for good. So it's like they are interested. Yeah. It's like fiesta, tequila, and so on.
Okay, well, very cool. And you had what kind of Mexican food did you have?
In my wedding?
Yeah.
It's called chilaquiles.
Ooh.
It's like tortilla with sauce and cream, and but it's like normally you give it 2 or 3 a.m. because they are spicy. So it's like if you are drunk, like that helps you. Like.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, you should try.
Do you know any good Mexican restaurants in Warsaw? Because I love Mexican food.
Yeah, there are like 2 or 3.
Yeah, coming from you though?
I mean, like, nothing will be compared to the food of Mexico. That's fair thing.
Okay, so the closest.
Dos Tacos is pretty good.
Okay,
yeah,
it's pretty popular.
Yeah, that one is good. There was also a restaurant called Maria Colendra, but I think it's closed now.
Oh.
That was good as well.
But, okay, Dos Tacos.
Yeah, Dos Tacos. Okay. Yeah, or El Popo, and you have like live mariachi there, so that's good.
Very cool. And what is it like being in an intercultural relationship? Because that's something that I also experience. I love hearing from other people what their experience has been like.
For me, it's more interesting that like same culture couple. I mean, for me, because it's like every day you learn something like unusual. I don't know, like scenes like I don't know that you need to remove your shoes. Why? Because this is Poland and not Mexico, for example, or things like that. Or that I put I don't know a spicy sauce to all the food that I eat, and my girlfriend don't get it. So some things like that are like for me
adds the spice in life,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
Me, yes, you never get bored.
So what do you miss about Mexico, though? Because you've been here a while, so have you been back to Mexico?
Yeah, so in almost 7 years that I live here, like I've been there 3 times only. Okay. The ticket is still like expensive. And also like, well, you need to ask for holidays at work and so on, so it's like, it's not that easy to plan it, but well, the things that I miss, obviously my family, but the food, I believe, is like, oh my God, the first year was horrible. I was dreaming with eating Mexican food, imagine that. It's like, it was like, what's going? I have a problem, I believe.
Yeah, but I've noticed more and more products, though, in stores here.
Yeah, now.
They're starting to even hard shell tacos, which I've never seen before.
Okay.
I don't think they're not Mexican.
Super American.
Well, there is Tex-Mex is what I go for, but even the other thing is nachos. I was very shocked to learn that Polish people, to them, nachos is just like Doritos chips.
Yeah.
And not with the toppings, and maybe that's very American. American Tex-Mex too.
Yeah, that's super American as
well. But they have their own idea of what Mexican food should be.
Yeah, like definitely. Like Mexican food in Poland is completely different, like from
But
Mexico.
also Chinese food, I've noticed, because there's Chinese American food and then real Chinese food, and then you have Polish Chinese.
I want to China to try Chinese food, honestly.
I do too. See what it's like for real. But anyway, moving on from food, because we've been talking about food a lot. Has living in Poland changed you at all?
Yes.
In what ways?
I mean, I think every day I'm becoming more and more like Polish. I don't know.
You take your shoes off when you come into the house?
That's the first thing. I don't know, like I drink tea because I like it now. Okay. In Mexico, you drink tea because you are sick.
Oh,
that's it. So I don't know, like I go to the supermarket and I buy like ogórki kiszone by myself because I like them. So that's something like changing about me.
Is it surprising to you that did you expect to change like this?
Not really, but it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm changing. Also, I think I complain more and more every day. So that's super Polish, yeah.
You know, you can blame it on the weather and it's getting
yes, that's one thing, like complaining
less sun, so.
Yeah, I've been living here 6 years. I know what's going to happen in October, but I complain.
I know, right? No, it just comes with it. So what do your friends and family think about you living here, the ones that are in Mexico?
Yeah, and now they think it was a good decision and they are really happy for me, but at the beginning it was hard because when I moved to Poland, it was because I bought a ticket just for 2 weeks to visit Carolina. But I never came back to Mexico. So it's like in that trip, obviously I only had money for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I only had clothes for 2 weeks and so on. I didn't have a job in Mexico, so it was like it was okay. But
nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just need to survive in Poland. But when I called my parents and I told them like, hey, guys, I'm not coming back tomorrow, they were pissed. Yeah, my father was like, okay, if you're behaving like a man, like you're a man now, so you will not receive any money from me. So it's like, it's your problem. Okay. But it was hard at the beginning. Yes, because it's like, you know, it's like I'm from outside the European Union, so that means that I cannot get a job that easy. Right. I need a work permit and so on. So in the first months, I was like, almost literally crying, like, oh my God, I will never get a job and I will be deported. You know, like your mind starts to imagine anything.
But you got through it, things worked out.
Yeah, my first job was in a call center at night, so it was not the best one. But
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, that's really interesting, and I would still consider you. So you're becoming more of a Pole, but you're still a foreigner. So what frustrates you about Poland in that regard?
Now, I think my top complaint is Polish bureaucracy, especially in the immigration process of like in the process of getting your residence permit. It's horrible. Now it's getting better, but 6 years ago it was a completely nightmare. So yeah, that's my first complaint.
I mean, I think Poland is getting a huge influx now of immigrants. So is it because they're not there's just so many people coming that they're not keeping up with it?
6 years ago when I applied for my first Karta Pobytu, I mean, like 100% of, let's say, the customers are foreigners who just arrived to Poland. Obviously, they will not speak Polish. Right. So no one spoke English in several offices. Now it's getting better. That's one thing. Also, like in the last 2 years, like a lot of people from Ukraine, especially, arrived to Poland, but Poland didn't invest a lot of money in like putting people like to work for the foreigners office. So it's like now there are massive delays. Like people, I don't know. I heard the stories that people is waiting for 1 year for their decision. So it's like they are stuck in Poland because. That's one more thing. You cannot go out of Poland, so you are stuck here. So that's.
So hopefully they can fix that. But it's good that more and more people are coming into.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's amazing, but I mean, I think they need
to clean it up a little bit, but
to make it better for us.
But at least we have proof that people are coming in because they're trying to work out the system. That there are people. We are taking people in.
No. It's getting more, especially Warsaw is getting more and more multicultural every year, which is something that I love.
That's great. So one more question I have, and what kind of advice, so you've been getting questions from lots of people, but what's your number one advice that you would give to anyone coming from Mexico or Latin America coming to Poland, either to visit or to live here?
Okay, my first advice is be prepared. I mean, my story sounds kind of crazy and romantic, but I don't recommend it to anyone, especially now because a lot of foreigners are here, so getting a job is harder if you don't have the proper preparation. The easiest part would be if you came to study like a master's degree, for example, or a bachelor's degree, something, that would be the easiest one. So yeah, and also like a good advice that it will make your life easier, learn some Polish, just basic words or phrases, just like, I don't know, like, please one piece of bread, one
something
coffee.
Basic.
Yes, that's enough. Or dzień dobry, or like good morning, or
so
thank you.
Basically, just do some Google research before you.
Yeah, I mean that's important, and I mean your life will be better. And and be prepared for the weather. Buy a good jacket
before you land.
Yes, buy a good jacket because you will need it in winter.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It has been such a pleasure talking to you because I've seen you on social media and it was so nice to finally meet you in person too.
First time, yeah.
So thank you so much for coming to HiPolska, and I hope to see you again and see all
Definitely.
of your. I'm going to keep up with all your posts, and I really enjoy what you're doing. And thank you as well for sharing that information. I think what you're doing is really great, and I look forward to seeing what else you do with that.
Yeah, you just
we'll
keep posting. Let's be in touch.
I'll make sure to link all your information at the bottom of this video so everyone can see what you're up to. Okay, thank you so much.